like looked at as like ill. You're like ill. So when I wore the dress, it woke me up in so many fucking ways as far as like transgenders, what they have to go through as far as transitioning. You know?
What kind of responses you got?
See, I had the whole school fucking buzzing. I have it on my social media page. I had the entire fucking school buzzing. I got called a faggot. I got called so many, even teachers. I walked to my fucking band teacher. Literally.
They're supposed to be the ones that like.
I walked to my band teacher, but that's the issue. I walked to my band teacher and he was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I was like, "This is my activism." Me being courageous. And he was like, "Oh, okay," and walked off. And like I was getting frowned upon by teachers.
Okay.
And that shit did a lot to me. But luckily it's my senior year, so I was graduating like right after.
So you didn't have to deal with.
I didn't have to deal with that shit, but I was just thinking about like, damn, wow. We have so much growing to do as far as like people we would think would be supporting us firsthand. They don't, because
they're the ones helping it.
Yeah, and because they've been brought up on these morals that are just like so fucking ridiculous, and letting something simple as a fucking dress being worn on a boy simply just throw them completely off from the whole bigger picture.
Do you think religion is a...
Okay. Now, I'm not going to, at the end of the day, I debate off of respect. I would never like disgrade you.
Yeah.
But my ideologies are my ideologies. But I'm not going to down my brothers and sisters that wants. If you're LGBT, you're LGBT. If you're gay, you're gay. Whatever that floats your boat. Okay.
And you don't
whatever
have to. You don't
that floats your boat. But this is what I gotta say about it.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
And you have to respect that from people.
Right.
Respect is just the only thing I think people just ask
like
for.
when you were speaking, I respect your views. I would never try to sit here and try to sway your views. But I believe the LGBT, the women's activists, all these different groups are really a distraction from the main goal. It goes back to what I'm trying to say. Like I said, it's okay what you practice in your house. It's okay what you practice out there. But when it's time to come for the greater good, everybody want to bring their different shit to the group. You feel me?
Yeah.
Everybody want to bring their LGBT. Everybody want to bring their women activists.
Or like
everybody want to bring their
right.
I'm a Moor, I'm a Hindu, I'm a this. When in actuality, that's taken away from the real problem that we got going on. Not downing what you got going on. Not downing it. If you like wearing heels and dresses, wear heels and dresses.
You gotta do.
If
But
you
when
like
it comes down
this
for
and
battle,
this, but when it comes down, you gotta leave it behind.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
for example, somebody was giving a example of James Baldwin. That doesn't mean I agree.
Who?
James Baldwin, he was gay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was.
Wow.
James Baldwin was gay,
okay,
but he was one of the biggest activists. But the end of the day is, when it comes to the sexuality, it's a deeper meaning that I really don't want to get into that personally right now. But all these different groups, all these Moors, all these Cherokee Indians, all these different groups, when in actuality they're taken away from the greater good. I posted a video yesterday. We all live in different parts of the world. We all have
our own beliefs.
But at the end of the day, those individuality that we try to put is what's actually taken away from us being powerful. Water, like for example, if you take this water, you spill it, right? Over time, it's gonna evaporate. But if you take this water, you trap it. You put pressure on it. You take that nozzle. You put that. You seal that nozzle. It's strong enough to break this table. Why? Because we're concentrating on one greater good. Don't bring not just split this, not just split that. I don't agree with, to each his own. I'm not going to tell you what to do when you in closed door. And I'm not going to sit here and judge you at what you do in closed doors. Because you do what you do and you believe in what you believe. For example, if I might be gay, but you're not going to know, because at the end of the day, that don't matter
at all. When it comes
if I'm gonna be doing that in closed doors, I'm gonna do it in closed doors. But when I'm out here, when I'm in the lamplight, it's for a greater good. and that is black people. Everybody want to talk that black, but nobody. I don't even want to use the word black, because black, we're not a color. It's not black or white. We're African, but nobody want to acknowledge the fact that we are Africans. We want to say everything else but Africa.
Yeah.
We want to say we're gay. We want to say we're Irish. We want to say we're Moors. We want to say, but actually, Morocco. Where is Morocco? In Africa.
I have a question though. Do you think it's rumors that Obama is the reason why it's like certain
Obama
groups-
did a lot of bad shit for us.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what nobody said. Obama didn't do a squat damn to the damn thing.
he stripped our rights.
He's literally, if some of the bills that he passed, it's affecting not only America, it's affecting Africa today. It was, you know when you have a puppet? Obama was a puppet. That's what he did. Yes, I get it. Oh my God, whoop-de-doo. Obama was the first black president. Oh my God, give him credit. I get it. But he didn't do nothing. He could have done way more. And I'm not taking away from the gay rights that he gave to y'all.
Right.
But at the end of the day, that was not the agenda. That was not the agenda. That was not the main. That was not what we voted you there for. Like I said, these black people, they put everything else first before you are African. But in actuality, before he would have passed any other bill, before he would have did anything else, you should have did the priority first, which was not the LGBT. That's not our priority. They're actually taking it away from us. Because if we're sitting there, actually we're saying, oh, black power, I bet you it's gonna be some LGBT. Well, I'm LGBTQ first. What about the LGBT? We don't care. I'm not saying we don't care, but we are here for a greater good.
That's where the conflict comes in.
That's where the conflict comes in.
I know, I don't speak for that perspective, but I know as a person that identifies or we identify in that group, because of so much that has happened within the community, and again, I think this relates to our culture. When you say things, black power,
It's not even black power. We're not a color.
With just the culture in general, us as people, we are the same people that has tarnished the LGBT community because of their personal beliefs. Have said like, no, we do not fuck with you. We're gonna push you guys away because this is a culture thing that is going on in the world. You know, as far as like our community. And so I can get why the LGBT community will use their community first before anything because their own people said they weren't welcome. You know, they weren't welcome. You have black parents that are kicking their kids out because they identify with this shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I can see why, as for parents, if you're saying, oh, you're this first, or you're supposed to be black first, or whatever the case may be, that should be installed at an early age, and you should acknowledge that first before anything. But because these people have a lack of education on that, the first thing they go for as far as is what gave them open arms, and that was their community. So I can see why a community like the LGBT plus community would say, no, I'm this first before anything, because when I tried to give you guys an opening, you pushed me away into this fucking community. It wouldn't be a community if you guys would just have accepted it. You know what I mean?
True.
This wouldn't, and that goes for anything. That goes for black people, that goes for white people. This goes for any community that was pushed away from their origin or their original group. But that's what I mean. I can see why a person would say that.
And I totally agree. But if you want to go back to, okay, if you go to places like in Africa, it's when I say it's so rare for you to see somebody quote unquote gay or LGBT. When I say it's rare, it's not even about the killing you. If you want to go back to really there's a war against us. Not only black men. They're out to get us because the world fear a black man, especially a strong
black man.
alpha male
not only
black
a
man.
black
Family. Have you ever seen how, or like, let's say a big masculine guy that knows who he is, when he walks in the room, the energy changes. So what they try to do is they're trying to reverse that. I'm not saying. Again, I really don't try to discredit you. I respect your view, and I respect. I'm going to acknowledge you. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and down you in whatever way. So, but they did that one with the type of foods that we're eating. So you remember when I tell you that a lot of estrogen and a lot of most of these foods that that we're eating is changing our DNA. It's changing our structure. It's changing how we move. It's changing. You see more feminine male in America than in any other country. In Africa, you don't see that because we're not pumped, not only the food but also what we see. We're not eating all this type of foods. They have literally they have given us such shitty food that not only also birth control, but of course you can take off that birth control, but it's going to leave some side effects in your body that is going to be affecting your child. You know what I mean? So yes, I'm not saying that there's not some influence in Africa, but it's very some other place. It comes into play. How you believe and how you act. Our DNAs have, especially the black man's DNA, have been stripped down and moved down back and forth.
Because I feel like we're still, in some ways, we're still brainwashed. I can't just be like, oh no, that isn't true, because it's some shit that still has been undiscovered about. There's so much shit that's happened psychologically within our community and our culture. I can't even like discredit it and be like, oh no, that's not true.
It was never for us.
I want to go back to the situation where you were saying that when you was in school and you wore a dress.
Yeah.
So like how
did that make you feel?
Well, not only that, how
I'm a visual learner.
Do you think religion played a big part of how the adults feel?
This was me in the dress.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and me and my friends.
My question is though, do you think religion is the reason why like the adults feel the way they feel?
What do you mean?
That's okay. Okay, so you know, okay.
Older adults to like.
I'm educated. Okay. And another thing, what America fears is the educated black man about too. I'm real educated about communism as far as like white people suppressing black people into believing into Christianity, the churches, all this. And I always have this question of why would people who are educated on this still believe in a religion that was suppressed on them?
See, I go to church.
I didn't grow up in a church household. However, my mother did, and my grandfather, everyone before me grew up in a church household. I'm lucky I didn't, because I feel like that it would have pushed that shit on me. And I know so many people that's psychologically fucked up and don't know who they are. They're having like identity crisis because yeah, and it's like.
But I have one question.
Yeah.
Don't you think you're having an identity crisis? Question mark.
Okay, so no, I want the people hit me with whatever questions you have, because I'm all about education. But right now, no, I do not feel like I have an identity crisis.
Why?
I feel like in life I've learned that we change and we evolve, and there was. So you
believe in evolution?
There was always this debate about, oh, this nigga, you're gonna be gay in the next 2 years, or you're gonna be this, you're gonna be this, you're gonna be that. And I'm never opposed to that. It's like, and if I am, that's okay, because I'm always evolving, and whatever I choose to do.
Can you please turn that music down? Like,
whatever I choose to do, that's on me. But I think people forget that we are able to change when we want to. And if I say I identify as this, I would think you would just respect it. And if you have questions, valuable questions and respectful questions, I have no problem answering that. But as far as the identity crisis, yes, I feel like everyone, I'm a black man again. Of course I had an identity crisis. I look damn near albino growing up in school. And I have natural blonde hair. And so shit like that is not spoken upon or not known upon. As far as like a black boy, I have the natural blonde hair, natural green eyes. So in school, going to a predominantly black school, I was always labeled as the white kid, the albino kid. So because because my mother and my grandfather was the only person, and to this day, I'm glad he did this to me. He used to make me say I'm black and I'm proud, and I used to never know why. He used to make me shout it, like, say you're black and you're proud. And he used to make me shout it, and I used to be like, why the fuck is he making me say this shit? But now that I'm older, there was a time period in my life, like middle schoolish, elementary, where I wanted to be white. And I was claiming, and I have two black parents. My father's darker than you, and my mother is your skin flesh. And it was to the point where people were telling me, "Oh, are you Mr. White?" And they were making it seem like it was. And this goes into like colorism. This is a whole nother element. But it was like, "Oh, you're Mr. White," and they were praising me, or like, "Oh, you have green eyes. Oh, you have blonde hair."
So
It's psychologically fucked me up.
Right.
And so growing up in school, like early age, I was thinking being biracial was the new thing. Like, oh yeah, I got a white parent, or yeah, my grandmother, she's white. My grandmother's not fucking white. Or yeah, my dad is white. My dad is not fucking white.
That is where your identity crisis started, baby.
And that's
that is
exactly,
where your identity crisis
and
started.
So now going to this point, during high school, I was educated, or during middle school, I was educated, because then I think. In my head, I feel like my ancestors started speaking to me as far as like my black men. Like it's just crazy shit started happening in my life as far as like culture. I had a culture shock. Being educated about being black and being proud of being black and knowing these powerful people that were black. And
can I ask one question?
Yeah, no. What? No, you want to ask a question?
One question.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is personal. Did you have any kind of molestation
Okay, yeah. So
as a child?
That never happened to me.
Right.
In any way, shape, or form.
No.
See,
By
what
touching,
Dr.
molestation does not only have to be sexual.
Touching, anything. That, okay, so.
Do you know Dr. Umar
Like
Johnson?
harassment, like verbal?
No, like I'm talking about
I know that.
where a family
Because that's
member
what his
touched you
theory is.
inappropriately, like an offer this.
Yeah, no, I was exposed to, no.
Was anybody around you?
It wasn't any family. I was exposed to, what? Gay activities at a young age as far as with a friend. And
Bingo!
that's how I got exposed. But
Bingo!
It was nothing like, malicious. This was just simply
It was
two
like
two
a
boys.
You
Curiosity.
think it wasn't
Okay.
malicious. You think it wasn't malicious, or you think it did not affect you. Everything. We're not talking about
No,
down to
I mean like as far as like kids don't have this coming out the womb. We don't have beliefs of, we don't have
Y'all
any
don't have a
beliefs.
sexuality.
That's nothing your parent project on you. My dad told me boys like girls. My mom told me boys like girls. You are not allowed to touch a boy or this and that. So in my Aries rebellious nature, I said, fuck that. I'm gonna fucking talk to a boy because I had a genuine connection with the boy. So no, it was not malicious, and it didn't come from a negative perspective. It was just simply two young people that don't have any type of pressure on them, and they end up just doing something, and that's how I got exposed to it. However, I know many black men were in that situation as far as having a family member molest them, and that's how they got exposed to it. But that's a whole nother subject because they're psychologically, that's something else that psychologically they can't.
Can I ask my
really-
question? Oh.
Yeah.
So what made you like make that decision to be like, okay, this is what I want to be?
As-
I want to be
as far-
bisexual.
I always knew I liked boys.
Okay.
This is something that, again, goes into our culture. Being gay or anything outside of straight as a black man is beyond disrespectful, and it's not allowed. Especially in a household where I grew up with a single mother. I didn't even have my father in my life, but because my mother is so strong as a black woman, and she knows that this can be something that can be a target on me already, as far as me just being black, but let alone being fucking gay or in the community. And again, black people necessarily don't think about the community as far as like different elements. They don't think of it as straight and gay. So in this case, I was just gay to a lot of people. But in my head, I always knew I was attracted to both sexes. Hell, my damn penis told me every goddamn thing. You know, attractions. I had more girlfriends than I had boyfriends. But fear and the social experience. My senior year of high school, I recently just came out, and that was during high school, my last year of senior year. But I did have like a boyfriend. I had my first boyfriend in 9th grade. It was like my first love, and I thought I was really doing something. But
You don't even know nothing in 9th grade. I don't care what nobody say. You don't know nothing. Listen.
As far as the love part, but
Right.
as far as the love part, but sexuality, I knew. Senior year, I decided to when I did the social experiment, I just got angry. I was sick of this shit. I was sick of.
What was you sick of?
I was sick of because I grew up in the hood, and because I didn't have I guess a lot of times people think, oh, if you're gay or if you're something of the sort, you're like soft or you're not as strong. And growing up in the hood, I had to legit fight niggas to earn respect where I came from. You know what I mean? Like legit putting physical acts, and you had to carry yourself in a different manner.
Right.
So that played a part in my upbringing as well. So me being in the community, I guess it didn't really matter to me as far as what I identified as, because I always got respect from men. As far as just boys, because boys have this predominant energy about us where we like to base it upon each other. But I just got sick of the shit as far as like, at that time I was educated about black people and I was educated about the community. And I was just like, this shit is bullshit. Like, what the fuck? And then I got educated, you know, as far as like the big activists that was in our culture beforehand. And like Martin Luther King or Malcolm X or who else? Modern day society, I was looking to as far as